Okay, hello everybody. We are here. There's another line to that, but I'm not going to say it. We are here. Okay, and who else is joining us right at this moment in time? I'm sure a few more people will be popping in as time goes by. Hello, Gail from Georgia, and Dawn is here, and Green Quilts Galore is here. Green Quilts Galore, I'm not sure, I don't remember your actual name, sorry. Jan here, of course. Oh, feeling a little French today, Jan? Bonjour. Bonjour, mes amis. Barb Olson is here from Calgary, and Marchan is sitting in Virginia for the last few days of my vacation. Is it still called a vacation if you're retired to Florida? Can't decide, but I'm having fun with family before heading home. Yeah, well, every day is, when you're retired, is a vacation kind of a thing. Stephanie is here. Hello, Stephanie. Oh, you make us blush. Handsome gentleman. Well, yeah, me for sure. You, whatever. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. And we are. Christina's here from Woodville, Ontario. Hi, Christine. Hi,
I've been
Jeannie.
to Woodville once or twice.
Yes, you've been to Woodville. Yes, we've been to Woodville. We were through it when we were on doing our London trip. No, that was Woodstock.
Woodstock.
That was Woodstock, yeah.
Woodville is north.
That's right. Okay, whatever. Jeannie's here. Hi, Jeannie. Kathleen's here. Lynn is here. Hello, ladies. Sly. Yeah, hi from North Carolina. Sly. And is the family with you? The family stone? Old reference. Marilyn's here. Hello. Oh, what is this? We've got two handsome things today. Boy, a lot of desperate ladies out there. Barking up the wrong trees, girls. As you well know. So, we can probably get started here. So, Walter has something to show you. He was at an in-person sew day. More about that in a bit. And he got some things done. So, show us.
Well, I got the most part of a shirt done. As much as I could do during the day there, I did. So, I did this shirt. I still have to hem the sleeves and the bottom and put the buttons on, but because I didn't have any buttons with me, and I didn't have my button holder with me. So anyway, this actually is very much similar to the one I'm wearing, only it's black.
Actually, it is. It's the same fabric, except that's the darker color wave.
Yeah. So I've got that pretty much done. Just got to put the buttons on and stuff. That won't take me too long.
So since you already have one done in blue, then this will look lovely on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so there's that one. And then I got halfway through another one, which is this one. I got up to the sleeves done, but I have to do the collar next.
Ooh, it's very tropical.
Yeah, hang on. I don't know where this thing starts and ends.
Well, you don't. Nobody does.
Okay, so there we go.
You got it. Where's the neck?
This is the neck.
Sure you didn't sew the sleeve onto the...
No, I didn't do that.
You've done it before. Okay, have you got this
figured?
Yeah,
I got this figured.
Okay, there, yeah.
There
Haven't
we
got a collar on it yet.
Yeah, I don't have a collar on it yet. So
it's very tropical, very fresh, very me.
And as you can see, I matched the pocket again.
Of course you do. It's invisible. I can't see it.
Here.
Oh no! My God, where did it go?
So those are my two that I'm working on right now. So I actually did something this week.
Yeah, well,
and it was nice that we were at the sew day and we were pretty much heads down sewing all day.
Well, we're going to talk more about that in a few minutes because there's some.
And there was some.
No, wait. Don't jump ahead.
Interesting things that happened.
Yes, I know. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Just don't jump ahead. Let's see who's come in while we were talking here. Sue Northfleet's here from Jefferson City, Missouri, and Kate from PEI. Hello, Kate. Jackie's here. Patsy's here. And Jan loves your shirt. Jackie seems to like it. Yes, Walter has been busy. Nice shirts. He hasn't been working on anything for quite a while, so it's about time he got productive. But we're going to talk about why he was productive, why he kept his head down during his in-person sewing day. Interesting story. But we'll come to that. We want to tell you everything right up front. Marchand says, love all the bright, wonderful fabrics that Walter uses. They're just fun. Okay, so that's all you've been working on?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. Oh, Ron's here. Hi, Ron. So I will flip over and show you what I've been working on because I've been a busy boy too. So this is what I'm going to call now my scrappy Christmas tree quilt with the applique, well, the freestanding lace and the applique snowman and gifts and that. Those are now all sewn down to the quilt top. So the next thing I have to do is put it on Lucy, and using the eclipse feature in the quilt path, which if you haven't seen it yet, we put up on So Chatty. Got the hiccups. So Chatty this week, showing basically how I set up Lucy to do a quilt design, to do an edge to edge, but also how Lucy, you can show her what parts you want to skip on the quilt, like an applique, so that she doesn't quilt right over top of them. Yes, I have mastered that now. So, and I'm getting very good at mastering where, if my thread breaks, getting my needle lined up to the point where the thread broke, so that I don't have an overlap or a jaggy line. So I'm getting real good at that, because today I had a lot of thread breaks. I think I have a little tension problem in my bobbin cases. And I was reading.
Sure, you're not a little too tense now too?
I might be a little tight. I think my theory is I'm a little tight because I'm getting a little eyelashing. And eyelashing is when it's pulling, the top thread is pulling the bottom thread up through it. So I think I need to adjust that. But I'm going to go over this week to Whirls and Swirls and talk to Tracy about this as well. Did find out, Walter said he saw it on there, and I saw it too when I did some research earlier today, that bobbin cases on a long arm, even though they're steel or aluminum, well, they're actually aluminum, they can wear out, and they can also bend if you drop them on the floor. Oops. Well,
I guess you better learn not to drop them on the floor.
And they hit the cement floor. So yeah, I've dropped them a few times. So anyways, I'm going to get a couple of new ones as well to have as spares or whatever. They're like $22 a piece or something, but one person I was watching on there said a good thing. Well, it was the APQS. It's good to have multiple ones, because if you change your sizes of your thread or different types of thread, rather than having to, change the tension on your bobbin case, because you'd have to change it if you're using not your standard threads, you can have these bobbin cases, you can mark them, and this bobbin case is for this type of thread and the tension's there. So not that I have experimented yet with other threads. I really should, but I'm a little fearful about that. Tension is the one thing on a long arm and on domestic machines that scare everybody the most, because there's no exact method for adjusting tensions on any of the machines. It's hit and miss. You've got to play around with it. And, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of a thing. But who knows? Sometimes you do. So that's my...
When you get a thread break, do you also, have you tried like rethreading the whole thing again?
Oh, yeah.
Start? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in fact, I replaced the needle, because I was looking at my needle in Lucy after one of the thread breaks, and I was looking at the hole, and I thought the hole doesn't look like it's quite in the center. And what I mean by that is lined up with it. You're supposed to have the scarf, which is the back of the needle, should be straight with the arm, kind of a thing. And Tracy recommended that you take a thin needle, put it in the eye hole of the needle, and as you're about to tighten it up, just adjust it that way so that it is straight. And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but so that you're basically, the hole of your needle is like right in front of you, okay, like straight on. Because if it's off, your thread might slip out of the scarf and it can shred, and that can cause a break. So I was looking at it and I thought, I think that's a little off. And I had just replaced that needle actually a day or two ago. Haven't done much with it. But so I decided to stick the needle in, and it felt a little rough in the eye. Like there might have been a burr in there, which can happen. So I just, needles are a dime a dozen. So I just got rid of the needle, put in a brand new one, and adjusted that. But I was still getting these breaks in parts. And so I rethreaded the whole machine.
Maybe you should have recleaned it too, because remember a long time ago when you were having a lot of
Yeah.
breaks, I went in and did like a major clean that time, and it seemed to fix it.
But I major clean it after
Yeah, I know,
everything.
but
But also I took some canned air and blew into the hole of where the bobbin goes. But I think it's the bobbins that are giving me that problem. I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is with it. But that's why I want to talk to Tracy about it.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, we got onto that topic. So this was the one. If those of you that were on the I was going to say crap and chat, because you always call it that. The what do I call it?
Craft
and chat. Yeah, geez, you trained me to call it the other thing. On the craft and chat on Wednesday, saw me working on this, and I was having some fun with this. This was a kit, and it's actually got flanges in the middle of it, which I had never done before. And anyways, the outside borders, they wanted you to miter the borders, which would have made them look like they were continuous all the way around. Well, I tried. And I don't know what's wrong with me. I've done it before. I went to YouTube and looked up a video that I always follow, and I kept sewing it wrong. It wasn't working properly. And then I got thinking, why am I wasting all my time on something that was a kit? That stuff in the center is 2 panels. So I thought, no, this was supposed to be a quick project, and now I'm making it difficult. So I said, screw that idea. I'm just going to do the borders in the usual way. And yes, you can see that because of the way the border material works on it, they go off to the edge. But I don't think that takes away from it. That's fine. It's a customization. And now I've got it on Lucy, and I'm long arming it. I'm quilting it as well. But it's one of those things that I thought it might make a quick gift for somebody at Christmas. I make all these quick gifts. I never give them away. I never have anybody to give anything to. I mean, my sister doesn't appreciate a quilt, so I don't give it to her. I don't know what the kids both...
I mean, the last time she took something for you on the holiday, she goes, "Oh, that cute table runner that you had posted on YouTube. I'd like to buy that from you and give it to a friend of mine. She'd like that."
Yeah, my gnomes that I had done. I just gave it to her. I didn't make her pay for it. But, kind of like I'm making gifts for people to give gifts.
Yeah, you're giving her a gift. You're giving her a gift that she's regifting to somebody else.
Well, I mean, I didn't give it to her as a gift. It wasn't. No. I didn't intend to give it to her as a gift, but she saw it, she liked it, she wanted it because she wanted to give it as a gift. So whatever, I did. It made her happy.
She appreciates your work if she's giving it to somebody else.
But I mean, I've offered her quilts before. I've told her I'll custom a quilt for her for their bed or whatever if she wants, whatever colors she wants and all that kind of stuff. No, not her cup of tea. Whatever. So, anyways, that's one of the things that I've got done. Now, this is so cute. This is an In the Hoop table runner. It's by Sweet Pea Designs. I've done their designs before. And you do the applique and everything all in the hoop. And it's just a cute little, it's a table runner, but it could be a banner as well. I think it's going to be a banner in October when I decorate for Halloween. Yes, I have gone down that path. I used to set up a plastic pumpkin that was called Decorations, and that was on October 31st that I did it. Now I have a display in the living room, on the table, on the doors. So the month of October is all about Halloween. There's a Halloween quilt. You saw it last week that's already on the back of a couch in the family room as well. But I like this. I do like Sweet Pea Designs, which is kind of funny because the very first time I ever bought a Sweet Pea design back a couple of years ago, I cursed it. I said they were horrible instructions and it didn't work the way I want it to work. Now I'm thinking maybe that was because it was more me than Sweet Pea. Maybe I just didn't have the experience at the time, and that was what was happening, because I don't have any problem with them since then. So that. Now, these I worked on yesterday. If you were at the pop-up sewing, you saw these. this design, these little baskets, and I did them in Christmas fabric, they're called the Flying Geese basket. The pattern comes from somebody called Minky Kim, and I saw it on Adam Sews, and but Adam changed the way he did the pattern because he didn't like the way the lining was being done, and I totally agree with him. The first basket I did, the one that's got the red, what do you call it, binding at the top of it, that was the first basket. The outside of it looked great. The inside of it, there were raw edges.
Yeah, it looked awful.
It was horrible. So then I watched Adam's video again and saw that he was doing it in the more conventional way that you, if any of you have ever made tote bags with a lining or whatever, you know really how you do that. You make the lining a separate piece, drop it in, and, you know, stitch it around and everything. Well, so I decided on the second basket, which is the one that's all blue at the top. I decided to do it Adam's method. And I actually changed Adam's method. Adam did his binding a little bit different than I did. What I did was I actually I made the lining slightly bigger, and then I was able to take the raw edges at the top and roll them under, and then stitch and then bring them over to the edge and sew it around that way. That was only because I had made the lining a little too big, but then I got thinking, well, wait, I could do this. So I did. Now, the first basket, I corrected the problem. I put in a new lining over top of the old lining that was in there and did a binding around the edge. So now it's all finished on the inside. I was thinking of making a bunch of these as gifts at Christmas. I don't think I will. I got bored with making them. 2 was enough. So I don't know. I might make more, but yeah, I don't know. They're not that, they're nice, they're okay. I've seen other patterns that I like better for this kind of thing. So whatever. Sorry, Minky Kim, whoever you are, but your designs don't really give me as much of a thrill as I thought they were going to give me. And then, okay, so yesterday on the pop-up sew day, which we'll talk more about in a minute, I was finished those baskets. I didn't want to start a new project, but I had all these little triangles left over from doing those baskets. So I thought, yeah, let's just throw them down and do decorative stitching all over it. I now have an abstract wall hanging piece. I mean, okay, you might think it's ugly, but yeah, it was just kind of fun to do. And see, it's over there now. You can see it on the wall.
Oh, okay.
It was just fun to do a little something that was mindless with it. So anyways, is there anything else? Oh yeah, and then I am in the process of doing these. This is a freestanding lace design for making little tea light candle holders. And I really like the design. You can do them in any colors you want. And so I made this one, but I find them a little big for a little tea candle. So I've reduced the size and I'm doing a second one. I'll see if that size I like a little better than this. Again, always thinking about quickie little gifts for people, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I've been very, very productive. So let me get out of this, go back to us, and let's just see what everybody's saying since I couldn't see what people are saying when we're there. So, well, we've had a few more people join us. Good. I wish that wouldn't come up on there.
Yeah, let's go back. I think Andy had just come on when. There you go.
Oh, there's okay. Yeah. So sure, it's Marilyn March. So Andy's here. Hi, Andy and Judy and M are here, and Melena. Just subscribed to your channel. I do watch but never subscribe. Well, thank you, Melena, for subscribing. Gail says, "What is that owl on the branch in the moonlight behind you?" Owl on the branch behind me? Huh? Are you talking about the... Oh, you were talking about what I took the picture of the scrappy Christmas tree quilt that was hanging up, because I also had hanging, and it was only partially in the picture, that table runner. It's not there now.
Mm.
The table runner, that's got an owl on the branch. That was the table runner. You're only seeing part of it there. Yeah, I think that's what you mean. Hi, Judy. Hi, Amy. Thank you, Jan. Sheri's here. Hi, Sheri. And Anne is here. And Dana is here. Dana is going to be interviewed by me tomorrow. I mean, I shouldn't laugh. That's going to be such a lovely interview with Dana. No, it will be. So, yeah, stay tuned for that.
Hi, Teresa.
Where are you jumping to?
Teresa,
did I miss
to
Teresa?
jump.
Oh, yep, Teresa's here and Anne Warren's here. Dana says she likes the non-mitered look better. Yeah, well, the problem with doing mitered corners too is when you have stuff, I think they want you to do mitered corners on the border, because then, you know, the way the border was designed, it would look very nice as long as you got your mitered borders lined up properly. Otherwise, they can be a real mess, because if those stripes don't line up perfectly, then people are going, what happened here? You know, people like Quilter would say that. So maybe it was better off that I didn't do the mitered ones. Judy says, is that a panel? Are you talking about the gnome quilt? Yes, it is. It's actually 2 panels in the center. My sister, March Ann says, my sister-in-law is the same way, so I just made my brother a throw. Yeah, okay. Oh, Dana is here supporting us. Don't forget to click the like icon. Yes, hit the like, please. There's
Bonbon's here.
Who's here?
Bonbon.
Oh, Bonbon. We haven't seen you in a while. Let's just see. Trying to catch up here. Amy likes the baskets. Great idea for making the lining a little bigger for the binding. Less cutting, more making. True. Yeah, the butterflies are fun. I love doing in the hoop freestanding lace kind of stuff. Just catching up here. Where did you get the tea light candle pattern? Oh, Dana, that came from OESD. They were on sale, 50% off. I think it cost me $5.45 Canadian. So if you go to OESD, Embroidery Online, embroideryonline.com, and just put in butterfly tea light candle holder or something like that, you'll find it. Lucy's here. Hi, Lucy. Glenna's here. Well, Glenna, life happens, right? And Lucy's catching her first live. Well, glad you were able to make it, Lucy. Okay, so that's what I've been up to. That's what Walter's been up to. So next Saturday, hopefully now we don't have to delay it again, we are going to be conducting an interview and store tour with at Quilter Quilting. You've heard me talk about it before. One of my favorite stores in our area. Well, 40 minutes away from us, roughly. So we finally got everything coordinated. So we're doing that next Sunday. So that interview will probably go up later in the week, hopefully, the next week over. So unless there's a problem, again, with our timing, but hopefully it'll be great. And it should be a great interview, because Zach is a really nice person and really, really cares about his store and about his customers. All the staff do that are there. And the store is really quite cute because it's in like a log house.
It's very nice and clean looking, and they've got a fair bit of fabric and threads, and it's all well laid out and nicely organized.
Yeah, they sell Bernina sewing machines and things like that.
Bernina and I think Brother as well, but I'm not sure if they're actually getting out of the Brother or not. It seemed they've just started carrying the Bernina, and they were carrying Brother before. So
yeah, but they really do look after you as a customer. So if you're in this area and you've never been to Quilter Quilting, you should really check it out. It's worth the drive. I mean, it's not that far from where we live. Where you live, it could be thousands of miles away. But their online is very good too. They keep that well up to date. It runs very smoothly. It's so easy to navigate. Um, they are, they really are an excellent company. They've really thought about what they're doing.
Yeah, and not only that, they also, if people are heavy duty quilters, they also carry buy bulk batting.
Yeah,
So
at a really good
so
price.
like I mean, you can get a huge roll of batting for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
So
And their shipping isn't bad on it. We go and pick it up when I order it, because they're close enough for that. But I don't think their shipping is really too out of the way.
how do you spell that? Kawartha Quilting.
Okay, Kawartha. Kawartha. Sorry, I may have left out an R. Did I leave out an R? Kawar. No, Artha. Kawartha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you just do a search on Google, you'll find it. I think it comes up as kawarthaquilting.ca.
Yeah, they're located in a place called Bethany, Ontario.
Tiny
So,
little hamlet. So, oh, Janice is here. Hi, Janice. Anne says she tried my first in the hoop teddy bear. Great fun. I gave it to my daughter's friend, newborn son. Yeah, I've made a couple of the stuffed animal kind of things in the hoop as well. Not my favorite thing because I'm not into stuffed animals, but I did do one of a koala and one of a oot pick. If you know what an oot pick is. No, it wasn't an oot pick. It was an oot pick. Remember those? They don't really exist. They were, you back when we were kids, they had these fuzzy little things that you could buy in souvenir shops, and they called them oot picks. And they were just fuzzy little bird things, but that's not what it was. It's another bird, and I can't think of what the bird is from Australia. They were both
kiwi.
Oh, that's it.
That's
from New Zealand. It was a kiwi. Yeah, a kiwi. That's right.
So I wonder if they ship to the US.
I think they do. It's all on their website anyways. You can find that all out. And if there's something you want to ask them, if you send them an email, they have contact information. They actually have a chat. They don't necessarily come right online on the chat all the time, but they get the message, and it'll ask you for your email address, and they usually get back to you pretty quick with it. Okay, so that's next Saturday we're doing that. So let's talk about the events in the past week. We had Craft and Chat on Wednesday. First Wednesday of every month, we had it. Turnout wasn't bad. I never have more than probably at the height of it, maybe 15 of us or something like that, which is fine because it is during the day and, some people still work and everything, but we always have a good time and get a lot done. I always get a lot done. I don't know if you got anything done. Did you get anything done?
Yeah, I got some stuff done.
Because you're up there staring at a computer screen, but I never know what you're doing with that. But so yeah, if you missed that, I'm trying to think, was there anything I learned? Oh, I learned something. Okay, I'm an idiot. So on that Christmas quilt, the one with the gnomes on it, with the panels, those flanges that were in it, they told you to base them down before you put the next piece on top of them that would secure them. Well, I know what basting stitches are. I seldom ever use them for anything, but okay, I thought my way of thinking, I should have just sewn the sucker down because the basting stitches tended to be more of a problem than anything. First problem I had with the basting stitches was the fact that when you put the next piece on top of it, the basting stitches were sewn at 1/4 of an inch. Well, then the piece on top of it was 1/4 of an inch too. So guess what? Fabric isn't always straight, or your sewing isn't always straight. So some of the basting stitches were not hidden. I guess that's why they made it basting stitches. Now, if I'd thought about it, I would have done the basting 1/8 of an inch in. And then I wouldn't have had to worry about it. So I was pulling out basting stitches, which are supposed to be real easy to pull out. Well, no, they're not that easy to pull out until someone said to me,
depends on how long you make them.
No, I made them the full length. I made them like 5 millimeters or what, the most I could do stitch width, right? But I guess the trick when ripping them out is to rip them out from the back, not from the front. You rip out the bobbin thread and then they come just kind of peel right out. Yeah, I found that out after I had done about 3 out of the 4 links that I had to do on that one. So thank you, people who helped me out with that. A little late, but something I learned with that. So that was okay. Did I learn anything else on Craft and Chat? There was lots of discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I do basting stitches all the time on my shirts and stuff, right? But I always do them at 1/4 of an inch, and my seams are 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
they
So
become embedded.
they come embedded. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you see, but that's not what I was following the pattern.
Oh, okay.
That was my first mistake, following the pattern, because it said in my brain I should sew them in closer because they're bound to peek out. But no, I thought that this, the pattern knows best, right? No, it didn't.
So Green Quilt says the Upik is a fictional character in Inuit culture of Canada's north.
Yeah, and they used to make little ones, that you could pick up any place as a genuine souvenir of Canada, an oot pick. So, yeah. You didn't know what an oot pick is? You never had an oot pick?
No, I never noticed. I never really noticed them.
They were ugly little things.
Oh, wow.
Everybody wanted one. Everybody had an oot pick. We had oot picks. We went through a lot of oot picks, I think.
I never heard of them when I grew up. We were Dutch. We did out Dutch people.
Yeah. Whatever. So then we had the pop-up sew day on Saturday, and you never know when I'm going to have one of those because it just depends on my mood. Now, you see, last Saturday, we were originally scheduled to go and do the interview with Zach at Quilting. But then Walter's sewing instructor that he takes his online classes with decided that Saturday would be good for an in-person sew day. And Walter says, well, I don't need to go. I need Walter for the interview because he's going to be cameraman. That could be a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anyways, and I said, well, no, I said, I'm sure that I can delay it. Zach won't mind with it. And he didn't. I sent Zach an email and so on. He said, no problem with it. So Walter was able to go to his in-person sew day. And so I had a pop-up sew day because I was going to be home all by my lonesome and I needed company. So we had, did have a lot of people on this pop-up sew day, but people are still maybe on holidays or going on holidays or something. Summer's not over yet. Soon.
A lot of people take holidays in September.
So yeah, no big deal. It doesn't matter. We had enough there. We were a happy bunch. In fact, it was a lot of fun. And we talked about everything under the sun. We did a little genealogy. We talked about, I don't know, everything. And people shared their projects, which is really nice to see. So it was fun. But what I wanted to do was, since Walter was going to this in-person thing, and he had Wi-Fi in this hall that he was in, I said, why don't you connect in at some point in time to the Zoom for the pop-up sew day, and then you can show all of us what the environment's like that you're sewing in, and maybe go over and some of the people, because I assumed that the people that were going to be at this, the most of them were going to be the ones from his class in there. And, it'll be kind of interesting to see, we have this technology to be able to do something like that. So he never did connect on at once. So I sent him a text message after lunch and said, so, are you going to find a time to connect with us? And he goes, well, you said...
well, there was one person that didn't seem to... I sort of floated the idea across to other people that were there, and a couple of them weren't really that keen on it.
Okay,
and
so here's how this conversation started. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So the first message I sent to him was, will you have a chance to connect with us? People are asking. He writes, maybe in a bit. Okay, I can read tone. Okay, maybe in a bit. I went, okay, whenever. Because when Walter answers things like that, don't push the issue because he'll bite your head off. Then I wrote, later, much later, I wrote that message at 12:35. At 2:15, I write, So, my natives are getting restless. Are you thinking of trying to connect? We are going to 5 p.m. today, he writes. Not sure about the Zoom. One of the people here is not keen on it. Okay. So I wrote, well, that person does not need to be on it. Jeannie says we will only stay. Jeannie says we'll only stay on for 5 minutes. Okay. And then Walter writes, this is not a fun crowd. Ew. So I went, okay, never mind. And he writes, okay, not really into mixing two ways rids.
I was supposed to be two worlds.
Yeah, well, you got it down here later, so your autocorrect was screwing up. And then so I wrote, so a lot of outsiders? And this is where it starts to get interesting. Okay, one guy goes by, we'll just leave his name out for now. Well, he goes by a male name and he goes by a female name and is sewing hand restraints and a straitjacket. Well, of course, I'm reading this back to everybody on the pop-up sew day, so everybody's going, ooh, this sounds interesting. Do tell. So I said, okay, never mind. See you when you get home. But Walter continues. One of the guys is in his underwear. Okay, now this was a mixed group, okay? There were supposed to be ladies there. And I wrote S&M Sewing. The group sends their love and thank you for not putting them through the horror. And then Walter writes, he is sewing a lace skirt. The guy in his underwear. I put, okay, does not sound like this is what you were expecting. And Walter writes, not really. It's okay. Everyone has their head down sewing. Uh-huh. All right. Head down. Don't say anything. The guy with the restraints might pull out his whip and beat you. I don't know. And I put, we are having more fun. And he says this guy has the largest boobs ever and is wearing a peekaboo shirt. Okay. Okay, I said, is this sewing or a drag show? And at that point, Walter never answered back. So I don't know if he got smothered by the boobs or whatever. Well, so fill in the gaps here. So what was really going on?
Well, in the morning we started. It was okay. There's Gail, a lady that I saw with, and Brendan, who teaches the classes. He was sewing. He was doing his pattern cutting and stuff. I probably should have done the Zoom first thing in the morning. And then there was another guy that came in, and he had really never sewn before, and he had his mother's sewing machine with him, and he needed to hem some curtains. Okay, so Brendan, the sewing teacher, was helping him hem his curtains, and they were all trying to figure out how to thread his machine because he'd never threaded it before.
And, how old was this machine?
Well, it was the same as my mother's old Kenmore. It was a Kenmore from the 60s. And I'm surprised that it didn't need oil or something like that. I don't know what condition it was in, but I guess it did sew. And the problem is we all have top loading bobbins, and it had a side loading bobbin, so everybody's trying to figure out how to load the side loading bobbin. So anyway, of course, nobody had the idea that, okay, let's look up how to load a side loading bobbin on internet, which I did. That's how they figured it out. But anyway, yeah, they got it working, and he was able to hem his curtains, and he left at around noon. And then just after he left, this other guy, very large man, shows up and sits behind me, right? And he pulls out all kinds of stuff that he was sewing with, and he had an old Kenmore as well. And so I turned around and I said, hi, my name's Walter. And he says, yeah, well, my name's Mike or Michelle, whichever way I'm presenting myself today.
Well, I thought he said whatever persona I'm.
Well, however I'm presenting today.
Okay.
But he said, you can call me Mike. Well, he's a pretty masculine person, but very large framed. And
great big boobs.
and wearing a t-shirt that showed vividly what extra he had on.
He was sort of having a nipple peekaboo thing happening.
So, I mean, I'm trying not to look, but anyway, I said, so what are you sewing today? Well, he said, well, I'm modifying this straight jacket, which he holds up, and he says, so that
was it a gift?
He was expanding it so it would fit his body.
Okay,
and then he had various straps and things, and he said he was making various types of restraints.
Okay.
And I guess he's part of the BDSM world.
Okay, well, I would hope so.
Okay, so in
the
meantime,
excuse.
While Steve's texting me, a friend of his pops by, and you could actually buy liquor there if you wanted to. Well, none of regular people were buying liquor. And so, but this guy comes over and I guess he decides to get a vodka cooler or something like that. And he's sitting next to the guy that's doing the restraints.
Is this the guy with the great big huge beard?
Yeah, great big, long, dark beard. And he was going on about, I heard their conversation. They were talking about making various BDSM implements.
Oh, okay. Did you learn something then? Tie me up and whip me.
So it was interesting conversation to listen to.
I'm sure it was.
So then so anyway, I guess he sometimes works at the club that we were at. Yeah, the club that we are at is a gay club, but I guess they have special nights for special interest groups. And so I guess he works those special interest groups, and he says, well, I've never seen you in here. And I said, well, we don't go here too often.
Not into pain.
So, and definitely not on the special interest nights. So anyway, meanwhile, Brendan, my teacher, I mean, wasn't really in his complete underwear, but he had his underwear. He was wearing tights, a very tight corset type thing. That
corset?
Yeah, well, they were like the size of shorts,
well, right? But they corset.
Were spandex pants like that were like
leotard or
that were tight. And
okay,
they were sort of flesh colored.
So you're meaning tight as in there's nothing left to anybody's imagination?
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, like it sort of accentuated parts.
Okay, well, that's not
but anyway, but he was using it as a fitting thing.
Yeah.
And so the lady that was on our class, she's pretty open-minded.
Have to be, I think.
She was helping him fit his skirt.
Oh, okay.
So that was like at the time that you messaged me about that, and I said, well, I'm not sure if I really wanted to Zoom with these other people that are here.
I mean, it would have really kept us entertained, I could tell you that.
So I just didn't feel comfortable doing that.
No, I don't think it would have been a good idea.
No. So and like the person sitting behind me, he was a very nice person. He talked and stuff like that. Very nice to talk to, but a little
weird.
Strange.
It's strange. It's not easy being strange. Well, it is. So,
yeah, it sounds like he was wearing Spanx tummy controlled type underwear. Yes, I think he was.
Oh, maybe that was probably what it was. Well, yeah, interesting. So
he had a bit of a tummy to control. So.
Well, he's got to slip into those gowns when he does the drag performances.
Well, yeah, what he was sewing wasn't really to my taste. So,
well, no, but then again, we're not drag queens, so. Well, it sounded like you had really an interesting group to be sewing with. I preferred the group I was sewing with, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really talk to the guy behind me that much. He was talking more to his friend that came in. And they sat there for a while behind me, and I had some I learned some interesting concepts.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't go. I mean, this is the second sew day that he's had there at the club. And
and Lady Gail that was there, she makes a lot of clothing for herself. She's a little bit more she's a little more plus size, but she's not like really big
not
or
plus
anything.
plus size.
No, she's and she has a nice shape to her, and she makes a lot of her own dresses and clothing, and she does a really nice job. She was making a type of blouse that sort of like flared out at the bottom and stuff like that, and it was in a fuchsia color with black polka dots. It looked really sharp. She had it finished by when she left. It looked really sharp when she tried it on at the end. So
yeah, so just seeing what people are saying here. Patsy says, I've been in travel status since August 31st. Just got home yesterday, trying to get caught up on all your videos. Okay. And yeah, Walter had an interesting day. Stephanie says, yeah, for sure. Everybody else is saying that too.
Well,
Bomba says scary.
Well, it wasn't really scary. Not for me. Like, I mean,
oh, Walter hangs out with all of the.
I mean,
people,
they were pleasant enough and that, and you weren't really subject to anything too bad. I mean, there was like people were a different shape than what you would see in the average crowd. Like, I meant a guy with very masculine guy with very large breasts, right? So
I'm sure gravity wasn't his friend.
No, definitely not, because they kind of started here and were mostly around there.
Oh, with the little peekaboo shirt. Yeah, okay. That might have been way too much information.
Yes, it was. I
on
think.
that, yeah.
In fact, even Gail that was there sort of said, "Oh, she took it in stride," but I think she was.
Well, so what? How many people from your actual sewing class?
It was just Gail.
That was it,
and me, and Brendan, and that's it.
Maybe the other ones.
There's another lady that was supposed to come. She sounded all keen, but she constantly babysits her grandchildren all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
we figured that she couldn't make it because she was
probably babysitting the grandchild. Yeah. Yeah, these parents with the kids, they get their parents to babysit them all the time.
And so, and then there's another woman, Marla. She went to the last one and she was going to go to this one, but she got something happened where she couldn't go. So,
well, if they get wind of what this was and they'd never been before, some of them might not want to come to that. I don't know.
It was relatively tame,
yeah.
But I mean, I just didn't feel like putting it on the Zoom, and I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So
no, I think that you made the right decision on that. But whatever. So Judy says our group only had pineapple wine from Costco. You're the second person I've heard talk about this pineapple wine from Costco.
Well, we can't get wine.
We can't get wine here. But did you know that they can out west? In
Probably.
The Costco's there, yeah.
Because they have more liberal, considering it's a conservative area, they have more liberal, they don't have a body, the province doesn't control their liquor sales. Same with, I bet you, Costco in Quebec probably carries liquor as well.
Pineapple
but in
wine.
Ontario, they're very strict about all our hard liquor, was it rum and rye and all other stuff is only sold in the Ontario liquor control stores.
But pineapple wine, like, I don't usually like wines that are not made from grapes, because I've tried. We've got a couple of sort of semi winery like.
Well, remember those ones that we used to know a couple of guys that used to buy like a sparkling wine like stuff that was like a fruit thing, Garrett and Kevin.
Oh,
and they used to have that Swedish wine that it was more of a sparkling wine.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you used to buy it at the liquor store, and it was like a high sugar content, and it was sparkling, and it had fruit flavors to it.
Oh, okay, whatever. But pineapple wine kind of sounds appealing to me because I like pineapple. So I don't know. Of course, we can't don't our Costco's don't sell it as we already said, so I don't know where you would get that here. Um, Bonbon says sounds like the seamstress in Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. And Shannon, hi Shannon. Sounds like he was wearing spandex. Yeah, we talked about that. Hi Anna. Um, Gail says, "Oh my God, I would have gone if Stephen had just to watch his expressions." Yeah. Um, and Kathleen says, "I'm so glad it was not boring, Walter." Guess it wasn't. No. So, oh well. Who knows? So when's the next
Actually,
one?
he did say that happens to be October 22nd.
Oh well, you won't be
It
going to that one.
seems
We'll
like
talk about that in a
the
minute.
other guy said, the guy that was sewing the restraints said, well, maybe next time he'll come and sew something more normal.
Oh, what, like lacy underwear or something? What? Crotchless panties, chaps? What?
He did say that he made his wedding dress.
Okay. So is this person transgender?
I'm assuming so. At first, I thought he was maybe had been born a woman and was was becoming a man, but transitioning to be a man. But I have since discovered I've found his Facebook page, and I have since discovered that no, he was born a man and I think he's transitioning. I don't know if he's transitioning to be a woman or if he's sort of likes to be both.
Well, best of both worlds, I guess. Whatever. Teach his own. That's okay. I mean, so what? Doesn't matter. If as long as he's happy, that's all that really matters about it.
He seems to have had a good personality.
Good.
So.
I'd be afraid of offending him.
Yeah, actually, that's what I didn't want to ask him because I didn't really want to offend him. And actually, I could have asked the guy that was our teacher, but I didn't really want to ask him either. So.
No, so
I'm always afraid that I'm going to offend somebody. So
yeah, that's true. Well, anyways, it sounded like my pop-up sew day was fun. I enjoyed it. I always do. And you sounded like your in-person sewing day was definitely different too. So not a boring moment here. Who says sewing is boring? It's not. Who says sewers are boring? They certainly are not. So anyways, that was the weekend. So we did do and you may have seen it already. If you haven't, there's a link to it in the show notes. We did a special Sew Chatty showing basically how I set up the computerized system on Lucy to do an edge-to-edge design, and like I said before, to do eclipses, which are, skipping over parts that you may not want to have quilted over top of them. And I'm getting quite a few comments on that video that people seem to be really interested in that. So, which I wasn't sure if people would or not, because, not everybody has a long arm. So would you really be that interested? But it seems that people were. So I think I'll do another one down the road and show actually what happens when your bobbin runs out or your thread breaks. How do you get back? Because I finally have pretty much figured that out now, which bits and pieces. I'm learning this. And yeah, so if you haven't seen that video, it is lengthy. Take a cup of coffee with you or a glass of wine or something because it runs over an hour for the video. Walter was my cameraman. I hope he'll be better next weekend when we go.
Well, actually, one of the things I think you should have had was, I think you had the bright lights underneath the
yeah. Well, that
and it kind of washed out some of the
yeah video. I know. But I have that problem with it. I've tried other videos, and the light underneath, even when you turn it off, then you can't see anything either. Maybe with the new phones. Oh, are we getting something new? Yes, we're coming to that. Maybe the new phone will be better for that. But we're always learning. It's still a sound. The new microphones though worked really well with it. Heck of a lot better sound than those interviews that Cabin Boy Knits were doing at their show. I don't know what was going on because usually their sound is pretty good. So I'm not sure how they were recording other people. Hopefully those microphones will work fine when we're interviewing Zach.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we bought new toys, people. We haven't got them yet, but they're on order. They're coming. We bought new iPhones. We bought 14 Pros. And they've got like fancy cameras in it because we're replacing our 10s.
We're replacing our iPhone 10. So
with the 14. So kind of looking forward to it. Not a cheap thing, but they never are with that. But so that, I think mine says it's supposed to be coming on Friday, I think. When's the 16th?
Yeah, Friday. Friday the 16th.
16th, yeah. This is when it's supposed to be arriving with that. So we'll let you know. And I'm hoping that the cameras on that will make even better videos, because I do use my iPhone for camera work quite a bit, actually. So that's on its way.
Kathleen Davis says she can't wait to get a long arm. It will require her son to move out. So
well, just move the long arm into his room when he's there. Maybe he'll get the hint, especially when he has to try and get out of bed and climb under it.
Bonbon seems to ask if you were talking about your M7, but no, we were talking about the Lucy long arm machine.
Yeah, we're talking about my APQ-S Lucy long arm with that Bonbon. Marjorie says, hi Marjorie, my long arm has the option of a blue light if I flip the switch opposite way. Actually, yes, yeah, I do. I have that too. It's a black light effect, which picks up. But in what we were doing the other day, I don't know what that would have looked like.
Could have tried it.
I should have played around with the lighting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, that might be of help with it too. So, anyways, let's see what else is on here. Okay, some things about the retreat. I'm starting to get things together for that. This morning, I wrote up the invitation that I'll be sending out in about another week to all the people that are on the mailing list for the retreat. If you are not on my mailing list for the retreat and you would like to be, send me an email. My email address is in the show notes. It's always in my show notes for everything that I put up here. And just, give me your name, both your first name and your last name, please, okay, with that. And I will put you on the mailing list, and you'll get an email that tells you later on when I send them all out, all the details. But I can let you in right now on what I have planned for it. It's going to be on October the 28th, which is a Saturday. It's going to run from 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time to 5 p.m. approximately Eastern Standard Time. So you can do the time zone math if you're not in the Eastern time zone here, or if you're in some place across the big pond too. So last spring, this will be, I think, retreat number 4 that I have run over the last couple of years. Usually do one in the spring, and I usually do one in the fall. The one in the spring, there wasn't any pre-registration or anything for it. It was sort of done the way I do craft and chat and pop-up so days, just show up when you want to. But I'm not doing it that way this time. My craft and chat, my pop-up so days have become very popular, and I'm assuming that popularity will extend over to the retreat. Now, I have a Zoom license that will allow me only 100 people on at one time, and to go any higher than that costs me big bucks, so I won't be doing that. But in order to make sure that there's a spot for everybody that's interested, and I don't think I'm going to get 100, okay? I mean, you could knock me over with a feather if that happened, but given on the last few retreats, I am expecting anywhere from 50, 60 plus on it. I actually only have, I told you there's 100 spots, but there's actually only about 95 spots because I reserve 5 spots. Actually, it'd be more like 90 because I reserve spots for my guest speakers. More about that in a minute. And for myself and for Walter. And I have multiple screens going when I do this, so I need separate things in there to accommodate that. So really, it's more like 90, 92 people I can accommodate on something like this. So in the invitation, when I send it out, you will see the procedure. It's really easy. If you think you're going to go, what are you doing? You're staring at something.
Mm-hmm.
What are you staring at? You're making a weird face. What are you looking at? Is there a bug on the ceiling? Or is that on the screen?
I think it's on the screen. Yeah.
There we go. Bug eyes. Okay, we interrupt this broadcast for Walter to bug hunt. Okay, so all you have to do to pre-register when it comes out is just send me an email. And I ask in the email for your first and your last name. And I will reserve a spot for you. Now, that means if you can't join us right when it starts, like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay, not so bad for those of us that live in my time zone, but if you're out west, that would be, 5 o'clock in the morning? So I'm sure you're not going to want to join in at 5 o'clock in the morning. You can if you want to. But I have a spot reserved for you, so if you show up at your time of 9 o'clock, which would be 11 o'clock my time, no problem. I have a spot for you. Okay. If by chance you've done the registration, and I suggest when I open up registration, you register fairly quickly. But if circumstances in your life change when you get closer to the date of October the 22nd, and life happens, right? And you can't make it, I'd appreciate it if you just drop me a line, an email saying, I'm sorry, I've had this come up, I can't make it. No problem. But what that allows me to do is open up your space, because I don't know if I'll need to, but I may have to set up a waiting list if I go over the number of spots that I have. So what I will do is I will take a name from the waiting list. I'll take the first one I have on the list, and I'll create the list according to when people have contacted me for it, and I'll put them in that spot. Okay, so that would make it fair. Now I did have a waiting list, I think, on the second one that I did when I had pre-registrations for it and the whole bit, and the waiting list worked out really well with that because life happens, right, to people. So that's how that'll run, and that'll be all explained in the invitation, the procedure for that as well. What else about it? Okay, as I said, what I will be doing once I have you registered, as I send out updates, you will be in a special mailing list, and you will get that in your email. But for those people, other people will not be left out. I will create a link in my show notes a couple of weeks before the event, where you can get access to all the information when you click on that link for it. So not to worry. It'll be, and if you need to know anything at all, you can always email me as well if I don't cover something that you need to have covered. Now, I have 3 guest speakers. I have Lynn Reinhardt from Cotton Arts Studio. I interviewed Lynn back a month or so, a couple of months ago, maybe now. Time flies when you're having fun. So you can check that out. I haven't actually nailed down yet exactly what they're going to talk about, but Lynn is a certified judge of quilts and or an evaluator of quilts as well. So I'm hoping she's going to talk, and I'll be talking to her more about this to finalize it. I hope she's going to be talking about assessing quilts. I think that'll be really interesting. So, what is the value of a quilt? I have Adam Sows, and Adam, is extremely creative. He does all kinds of things besides quilts. He has a little store online as well. He's got some really cute caricatured type of, well, I call them that, stuffed, for lack of a better term, dolls. They're not really dolls. But anyways, I'm hoping he'll talk about some of that kind of thing as well, And then I have Chris.
You did this
I did this last week.
You should write this down.
I have it written down. I just don't have my notes sitting in front of me. Shoot. Oh, I interviewed her too, and she's really into antique quilts and talking about them.
Isn't it simple?
So the Distance is the name of her YouTube. Yeah, her last name is easy. I just, but anyways, I'm hoping she's going to talk about antique quilts and things like that. Now, these presentations are at the most 30 to 45 minutes in length. I've asked my presenters to limit themselves to that because I don't want to eat up the whole day with a whole lot of stuff going on and nobody gets a chance to really work on what they want to work on, because that is the point of a retreat, right? To get caught up. There will be prizes, and I'm working on those as well. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Now, Friday night, Saturday is the retreat, October 22nd. Friday, October the 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having our icebreaker cocktail party that Walter and I will be hosting. So that's where you come if you wish. I'll have the Zoom link for you for that, and bring your favorite beverage, whatever it is, your choice, alcohol, non-alcohol. Bring something to show us, one of your favorite creations or something like that. And we might play a game or two. Usually the runs about 2 hours. And it's just a way for other people, especially people who maybe have not been regulars on Craft and Chat or on a pop-up so day, but are coming to the retreat, to get to know a few of the other people. So that will happen. Also, during the retreat, I will have a slideshow of people's creations. Now, you send those to me. You only send me one picture. This will all be listed in the invitation that I send out to you. You send me one picture of one creation. You do not need to write about it. In fact, don't write about it. All I need is your name as well. And I'll put it together as a quickie little slideshow that I'll present during the day at some point in time. Also during the day, we have victim interviews, as I call them. I pick people at random, and we talk for 30 seconds or 60 seconds. And we basically talk about who are you, where you're from, and what are you working on? And you just hold it up and go, I'm working on this. This is great. Wonderful. Okay. So lots to do. It's very fun. People seem to like it. And yeah. So that's October 22nd. October 22nd. So watch your email for all the details about it. And I'll be saying more about it on my YouTube channel as well as we get closer to the date.
I think Needlesmith is interested in if you're going to set up an agenda with times and stuff.
Yes, I will. You will get that too as an email. All the registered users will get a copy of that. And I'll also have a link in the show notes to a thing. I do it through Google Drive as well. And yes, there'll be a schedule. So you will know when the speakers will be appearing and everything like that. I do that because I know for some people they pop in and pop out because, it's a Saturday. There might be something else they need to do as well, but they want to be part of this. And they may want to do, see one of the presenters. Also, I will be recording with the permission of the presenters. I haven't asked them this yet, but I'm sure they'll be okay. I will record each of the presenters' presentations and I will post them after the fact so that other people who maybe weren't able to join us, or if you missed one of the presentations, you'll be able to see it again. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, backing up here.
Okay.
Gail's here. Are you going to have a listing? Okay. March says, is it October 22nd or 28th? 22nd. Read my lips. October 22nd. Okay. Gotta go. The boys are picking out the leftover crabs from yesterday's feast. I'm making grandma's crab cakes. Enjoy your weekend around. Okay, Kathleen. See you later. Gail says O'Neill.
She's in GA, Georgia.
She's in Georgia. Yeah. I don't understand what O'Neill is. Okay. Maybe that was answering somebody else on here or something. Okay. Anyways, yep, that's coming up. So I hope clear your calendar for October the 22nd. And by the way, it is completely free. Okay? Absolutely free. So I know I'm an idiot. I could probably make money from this, but I don't. It's just fun. It's just fun.
Oh,
Chris O'Neill. Okay. Yes, why can't I remember her name? Chris O'Neill. She's a lovely woman. Great interview, and she's so interesting about the antique quilts. Yeah, thanks, Gail. Thanks. Wrote the 28th on my note to myself. Okay, scratch that out. Put the 22nd, Marjan. Yeah, Sew the Distance is the name of her YouTube channel. Yeah. I don't know why I always have a mental block on that one, but I do. Okay, so moving on. So, how's everybody getting themselves prepared for protection for the fall and the winter? Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, I was thinking the other day, it's shot city at this coming up this time of the year. It used to be the flu shot. Well, we still get that. Now it is a COVID booster. You got to get that. Then for some, there's monkeypox, which we've had our monkeypox shot, but you know, that's there.
I don't know if it's as big a thing right now.
Well, they're downplaying it now. And apparently there are more women and children that have monkeypox than gay men. Which is kind of interesting. How'd that happen? But whatever. But, you know, you can't believe everything you hear or read either on any of these diseases. But, okay, so we've got a booster for For COVID, we've got flu shot. Then, when you get to our age group...
What about polio? They were talking
about yeah, polio. Well, I haven't heard much more about that. No. Then there's, of course, the shingle shot. And there's pneumonia shot. Now, I've never had a pneumonia shot. Have you?
I had one a long time ago when my mom went into the nursing home. It's recommended, but I don't know how long they last for.
So, 'tis the season to get shot up, kind of a deal with it all. And it is a pain in the butt. I mean, I always get a flu shot. I believe in it. I know some people don't. Blah, 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 blah. About all that kind of stuff. I'm definitely going to get another booster for COVID whenever our government decides. They've been really quiet about all of that. The flu shots usually don't come out here until late October, early November. You never know with that. And it's always a rigmarole to get one because, of course, all the pharmacies are supposed to give it to you. And you sit there and you wait for the pharmacist to come and give you the shot. And yeah, it's a pain in the butt. Well, they don't give it to you in the butt, but you know what I mean.
Pain in the arm.
Yeah, pain in the arm, kind of a thing. But I'm still going to get it. Always have, always will.
Pneumonia vaccines are good for 5 years. Well, I got mine in 2002, so
you're overdue. I've never had one, but you have to go to your doctor to get that, don't you?
Yeah,
pretty much.
And you have to request it.
Yeah. With that. So anyways, all the shots. Then there's all the preventative medicines. I have never used this stuff. I don't know if it really works because I've never used it because it's really expensive, but that Cold FX.
Yeah, I've never used any of that.
I mean, that seems to me a whole lot of hokum.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's no cure for a common cold.
No.
So I don't know. And apparently now I don't know if they're still saying this, but a few weeks ago they were saying there was a shortage of cough medicine.
Yeah, well, no, I think there was a shortage of liquid Tylenol for like babies and stuff like that.
Well, I think there was a shortage of Benadryl too.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. As well, they were talking about that. So I don't know if that's still true or not. But yeah. And so 'tis the season to like pump ourselves full of chemicals again.
Marjorie said that she had her second booster a month ago and just tested positive for COVID yesterday.
Oh, geez. So there you go. So when you say second booster, how many shots then, Marjorie, does that mean that you've had in total? We're at 4. So
yeah, which is second booster.
Yeah. I got my shingle shots, then found out I had to pay for both of them. $500 USD. We don't have to pay.
Well, no, I got mine through my drug plan covered it, and it covered it. I think I had to go pay it 10% or whatever.
Well, Marjorie said she's had 4 too as well. So how do you feel, Marjorie? Like, did you Are you feeling really miserable or what? Because I mean, you've had 4 shots. The thing is that we know it's not a cure, but it's supposed to make, make you feel like not so bad if you didn't have any shots. So I don't know. Knock wood, we've been lucky with it. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah, 'tis the season to get all these things and get prepped up. And they're predicting this is going to be a particularly bad winter for diseases.
Every year is bad.
I mean, I don't even know what wave number we're on now.
I think the fall will be 8.
Geez, wave 1 through to 8. Like, I don't know.
Marjorie says not well but surviving.
Oh, okay. Well,
I hope you get over it.
yeah, I hope you get better soon from that. Gail says it's so many I've lost count. Yeah, the shots. Yeah, I know. Because we've had 4, so we get another booster. That's 5. Makes you kind of wonder, doesn't it? Like, these pharmaceutical companies that are producing this is big bucks. They've never made as much money as they've been making from COVID and the whole bit. And I don't trust them. I mean, I don't want to sound like an anti-vaxxer because I'm definitely not, but you got to start to wonder, about these companies. And now what? They've got one that's a pill or something.
Actually, there's one that apparently in Asia, they've got one that's mist.
Oh.
You shove it up your nose.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so somebody's making money from this, for sure. There's no two ways about it. And, well, we know who it is. It's the pharmaceutical companies. And
Actually,
they already billions and trillions.
There's 2, my doctor said at the time, it was a couple of years ago when I got the shingle shot, that there were 2 versions of the shingle shot. One was a little more effective than the other. The one that I got was the one that's more expensive, which was called Shingrix. And then there's a cheaper one that is, I can't remember what it's called. And I know my coverage will cover both, but
yeah. Well, Anna says she got the shingle shot for free, also pneumonia, flu, and TDAP. What's TDAP? Don't know what that one is, Anna. Margie says, thanks. I'm also immune compromised. Oh, okay.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't help, no, with all of that. But now I supposedly have had the shingle shot too, but I don't remember having it. But according to our doctor, who was my new doctor, like after my other one retired, he gave it to me, my old doctor. I don't remember ever getting it. So I don't know. I don't know if I should get another one or what. I had shingles once many years ago. Only had a mild case of it, but anyways, are you looking at
DPT vaccine?
She says DTAP. No, that's not it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That's DPT. Are you dyslexic? I don't know what that is. But anyways, yep. So we all got to roll up our sleeve and get, everything, keep us healthy, I guess, with it. It's a bit of a scary thing too, especially when you're in the age bracket we're in as well, because we're considered more vulnerable to all of these diseases. The young people, they're just spreaders. They don't care. And when I say young people, I'm talking 20, 30-year-olds, possibly into the 40s as well. Oh, I don't need that. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm healthy. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, until they get sick. Oh, Gail says, Kathy says D-tap.
Yeah, it says diphtheria, tetanus, diphtheria.
Oh, and
tetanus shot.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got it now. Yep.
Well, what I saw was diphtheria.
Well, Anna says tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. Green Quilt says there's a shingle shot now that comes in 2 doses that on PEI is given to seniors for free. Get that one.
Yeah, well, the one that I had was Shingrix, and it has 2 doses. And at the time I got it a couple of years ago, it was not covered for the seniors in Ontario.
Oh, yeah, well, at the rate our healthcare is going
But
in this province.
I don't know. It may be covered now. I'm not sure.
And Marge says she had the single shot just before the COVID vaccine was released and had to wait a bit before she could get the first COVID. Yeah. And whooping cough. Oh, whooping cough. Okay. You see, those are all like with tetanus. It's only good for about 10 years or something like that. But diphtheria and whooping cough and all of those things, we got those as kids.
Yeah.
But now they're saying, like at least in the case of like
The pox.
smallpox,
Yeah, smallpox. Yeah.
in that they're saying, well, they're not sure if you still have an immunity, even though you've had that smallpox vaccination when you were a kid. So, yeah. Anna says, need DTAP every few years.
Well, I had a tetanus shot a little while ago from my doctor, so I'm assuming that's covers everything.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't had a tetanus shot in. Well, don't step on a rusty nail. Okay. Or I don't know when the last time was I had tetanus shot. But it's been more than 10 years. That's for sure. Definitely. But anyways, yep. So get shot up, ready for the holidays. For Christmas holidays. Okay. So anyways, I can't think of anything else that was going on this week that's exciting.
Queen died.
Oh, the Queen! Oh my God! I forgot about the Queen. Yeah, Queen's dead. Long live the King. Yeah, to Americans, that's probably not that significant. Actually, it's not that significant to most Canadians either.
Well, I kind of knew that she was getting up there.
Well, she was 96. Her mother was 103 when she kicked off.
Yeah.
But she was well pickled in her gin all the time. But I mean, the sad part about it is that, I mean, Queen Elizabeth was a very well respected, she was a classy lady, you know, to put up with everything that happened in her own family over the years and with the public's, you know, the public one day love her, the next day hate her. You know, they talk about how much it costs to maintain the monarchy and whether or not they should be, you know, done away with. Personally, I think the monarchy should be done away with, but only because I think it is a waste of money. Although a lot of the money does not come from the public, it comes from their own personal fortune in the family. But as a Canadian, she's a figurehead for us, but we really don't need a queen. And I said to Walter the other day, if we got rid of the Queen, like the monarchy in Canada, then we could get rid of all the lieutenant generals that we have, lieutenant governor generals that we have, one in every province, and the main lieutenant governor or the main governor general, because they are the Queen's representative here. And basically, they don't do a hell of a lot. They sign bills, basically, you know, gets the royal decree, which is just a rubber stamping kind of a thing for anything like that, because the monarchy has no bearing over our political system or our laws or anything like that. It just has her picture on her money, and yeah, that's about it. And we could save a lot of money, because I mean, those lieutenant governor generals and the governor general, they make some big bucks,
and they spend some big bucks.
And yeah,
their finances, their benefits and stuff like that cost the Canadian taxpayer a lot of money.
Yeah, so we don't need it. But she's been the only queen we've ever had in our lifetime. And it's going to feel a little strange now to say, you know, the king, that we have a king, even if it is Charles III. So I don't know what kind of king he's going to be, because he's a bit of a tree hugger, and I don't know. And he's old, so he may not last long. Then we can
actually, when I saw her talking to the new prime minister in Britain, what's her name? I can't remember.
Yeah,
the lady, and I saw when she was with her, that I saw that her hands were all purple,
bruised,
and her fingers were bandaged, and that often indicates that they've been getting like intravenous and stuff like that. And I, like Steve, noticed it, and I said, Yeah, I have a feeling she's under medical care. So,
Yeah.
um, and then sure enough, a couple days later, she passed away.
Yeah,
So,
well, Anna says, worked 70 years, 2 days before she passed, installing a new PM. Yep, I mean, that woman was dedicated to her position. There's no two ways about it.
Liz Truss, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, all our money will have to change now. Well, it's funny. Walter found a picture. Somebody did a mock-up of a caricature, basically, of Charles on our money. What it would look like. It was funny. They say
I had him cross-eyed too. So.
yeah, they say they're not going to do that immediately. That
No.
it'll take a while. I suppose he needs an official portrait, or so someone has to put him on our money. Yeah. Definitely classier than Meghan Markle, in my opinion. Does she still reside in Canada? No, they moved to California, I think.
Yeah, that's where her mother is or whatever.
Yeah, like that one's a bit of a joke right there. Andy says Liz Truss. Yeah, that's her name. The Prime Minister. Meghan, Harry, and the kiddos now live in California. Yeah. Glad she was in Balmoral. She loves Scotland. Yeah, they've always liked Balmoral, kind of a thing. It's been their retreat from public life, kind of a thing there as well. So yeah, I found a penny, Dana says, with Her Majesty in my drawer. Yeah, since we don't have pennies anymore. True. Hang on to that one. U.S. would like to see them leave as soon as possible. You mean the monarchy?
Or you mean William and...
Or William and... Oh, yeah, Meghan. Yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake. I mean, I really like William and Kate. They're classy. You know, they're going to modernize the monarchy if...
No, it's Harry and Meghan, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but that are in the U.S.
Yeah, that are in the U.S., yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about
well,
William and Kate,
yeah,
right? They're a class act, and they will modernize the monarchy if William ever gets a chance to sit on the throne. That's the only thing, because, you know, who knows what Charles is going to do. He has ideas, apparently, they're saying in the press, for modernizing the monarchy as well. And I don't know, Charles is a bit of a weirdo. So, you know, kind of a thing. But William, I think, would make a great king there. So, you know.
Meghan is in their news every day, and it's kind of annoying. All the problems going on, and they focus on news on her.
See, we don't hear much about that here in Canada. Not since they left BC and went to California. I mean, I don't see much about them anymore. So
Meghan can go far away, far away.
Yeah, she's not well liked. Yeah. So, I don't know. Whatever. But they're royal. You know, who cares? They have no influence on the world. They really don't. You know, I mean, the Queen did have a little bit of influence on, you know, charities and things like that. And Charles does too. Charles has a lot of different charities. They all do. Randy Andy is just a source of sexual entertainment to those who like to follow him. And she cares about nobody but the horses. She looks a little horsey herself. And nobody knows what Edward's up to these days. He supposedly got Sophie and he has children, but, well, I think the man is a little light in the loafers, if you know what I mean. So, you know, wouldn't be the first royal to be a little bit like that. But whatever. Well, it gives us something to watch.
Yeah.
And fun. Yeah, whatever. Marlene says, I've seen 2 kings and 1 queen now. Does this make me old? Yeah.
Yeah, because I've only had a queen.
Yeah, we've only had a queen. 2 kings and a queen. Marlene, how old are you? You're not talking about, you know, Edward.
Well, no, it would be the queen's father and the current king.
Oh. Okay, well, that doesn't make you that old. Yeah. Well, older than us. Well, as long as you're breathing, dear. That's all that really matters. Yeah. Okay, guys, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. Well, those are ones that go to Walter So days. Yeah. Whatever. So, watch for what comes out next week in videos on here on this channel. And everybody have a great week. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and we'll talk to you later. So say goodbye, Walter.
Goodbye.
Bye, all.